Okay. Hello, friends. I hope you all are going good. And so now, today we are going to start with the topic of Law of Limitation Act 1963. Now, what is this Law of Limitation Act? How is it applicable? Everything we are going to study in detail and also quickly, since we are doing a quick revision as well. So let us now start. Okay, so now as you can see, I have already put all the notes in the screen so that you can easily refer to it, and you can, while studying also, you can refer this notes. This is more than enough for you, especially, and whatever is not there, I'll tell you everything, that what you have to study and what you don't have to study. Also, I'll put this link, this PDF in the description box as well, so that you can very well go through it. Okay, now let us start. What is this Law of Limitation Act 1963? What is Law of Limitation Act, where it is applicable? As you can see, I have already kept applicability of the act. Applicability of the act, law of limitation, कहाँ पे applicable है? To all the civil proceedings. जितने भी civil proceedings है, सबके ऊपर ये act लागू होगा. On all the civil proceedings, this act can be applicable. Next is to special criminal proceedings unless otherwise provided in the enactment. What is written over here? Special criminal proceedings. That means, and not in all the criminal proceedings this act is applicable, but in some special cases this act, Law of Limitation Act, is applicable, and in other cases where the other act says something else, we will follow that. Okay, now this act is applicable to whole of India, right? This act is applicable to whole of India, but right now not except to the Jammu and Kashmir. It is not applicable to Jammu and Kashmir. Otherwise, it is applicable on whole of India. Now, where is this Law of Limitation Act given? As we all have studied Constitution of India, so Law of Limitation, this limitation topic is given in entry number 13. Where is it given? Entry number 13. If you can see here, entry 13, list 3 of Constitution. Where is it? Entry 13, list 3 of. Now, Law of Limitation Act में दिया क्या गया है? What this law talks about? So we'll study what this law talks about. This law says that wherever any suits, any petition, any application you need to file, it is not that anytime, whenever you wish, you can go to the court and file. No, there should be some bar, there should be some limitations within which, there should be some limitation period within which you can go to the court and file your application, file your suit. Otherwise, it will be that after 15 years you will come, after 30 years you will go to the court, that मेरा केस पेंडिंग था, कोर्ट के पास यही काम है इतना पीछे जाने का? नो, कोर्ट सेज जब काम हुआ है, बी अलर्ट. कोर्ट बोलता है भाई तुम्हारे साथ अगर कुछ गलत हुआ है, इफ समथिंग इज रॉन्ग विथ यू, देन काइंडली रेज योर वॉइस राइट नाउ ओनली. दैट इज कॉल्ड लॉ ऑफ लिमिटेशन एक्ट. दिस लॉ स्टेट्स द पीरियड विद इन विच एनी सूट्स, पिटिशंस और एप्लीकेशन, किस पीरियड में you can enforce in the court, within what period you can go to the court and file your application. That is called Law of Limitation Act. Law of Limitation Act suggests that within which period, within how much time you are eligible to go to the court to file your suit, to file your application, to file your petitions, anything. Done? But this is very, very important. Note this, that what this act bars, this act only puts a limitation to go into the enforce your case to the court, but it is not putting any restriction on your rights. This court is not extinguishing your rights. You will have your rights applicable. For example, you have given a loan of rupees 10 lakh to XYZ person. That XYZ person, he has not returned your loan on the prescribed date. Whatever the due date was there, that person has not returned your loan amount. Now, what will you do? You will wait for the person, or you are going to file a complaint against that person, right? So, Law of Limitation Act says within 3 years from the due date आज खत्म हुआ, आज पेमेंट आ जाना चाहिए था, within 3 years from the due date, you can put your case with the law. You can enforce it in the court of law. This is Law of Limitation Act. But suppose within 3 years you did not went to the court, you did not enforce your suit again in the court. After 3 years, can you claim your amount of rupees 10 lakh to that XYZ person? The answer is yes. If out of court settlement you are doing, it is totally legal. It is nothing illegal. You gave a loan and you want your loan back. Even after 3 years, you can claim your amount. But within only court will enforce your right till 3 years only. After 3 years, आप court के बाहर settlement कर लो, चलेगा. But court will not come into the picture after 3 years. So this is Law of Limitation Act. So for various cases, different period of limitations are given. Here you can see that this act only bars the remedy in the court of law. It is only putting a restriction that you are going to the court of law. It is putting a restriction only for that remedy. Other remedies are very well with you. Other remedies are still applicable with you. Other remedies are still there. This does not extinguish the rights. आपके rights लिए नहीं जा रहे हैं. Your rights will be as it is. If the claims are settled outside the court, if you are settling your claims outside the court, even after the limitation period is expired, it is totally legal. It is not an illegal. Also, you need to remember the case law as well. Bombay Dyeing and Manufacturing Company Limited versus State of Bombay. This case law, this case name you have to remember. Okay. Now next. Section number 3, bar of limitation. Now we know what is limitation act. Now what does section number 3 says? Section 3 says that any suit, appeal or application, if made beyond the prescribed period of limitation, whatever the limitation period is given. For example, in case of loans and debts, in case of debts, the limitation period is 3 years from the due date. So if beyond it is that, for that section 3 says that any suit, appeal, application, if made beyond the prescribed period, beyond 3 years of limitation, it is the duty of the court that court is not going to accept your suit. It is the duty of the court not to proceed with your suit, with your application, with your appeal, right? Whether that appeal is in your favor or is in the favor of the defendant. Whether it is in the favor of a plaintiff or defendant, doesn't matter. It is the duty of the court that court will not accept your case. Then this is section number 3. What does section number 3 says? Section 3 says that any suit, any application, any appeal, if it is filed beyond the prescribed period of limitation period is over. After that, if you are going to the court, it is the duty of the court not to enforce it. Court is not going to accept your case. Outside the court settlement, you can do, it is totally legal. Your rights are not extinguished. I hope this is very clear, section number 3. Now let us come to section number 5. What does section number 5 say? Section number 5 is giving a relaxation. Section 5 is giving relaxation for what? Section number 3. Section 3 says कि prescribed period के बाद you cannot go to the court. After the prescribed period, you cannot go to the court. But in few circumstances, Section 5 allows that you can, after prescribed period also, after prescribed period of limitation also, you can enforce your right in the court of law. What does Section 5 says? Extension of prescribed period. But when? Only in certain cases. In all the cases, you will not be allowed. In few cases, you will be allowed. But most important is sufficient cause should be there. Sufficient reason should be there. कुछ ऐसे ही फालतू reason नहीं चलेगा. Sufficient cause shown for the delay. That why delay was done. Why you could not file your complaint within the prescribed period if you are providing a sufficient cause, sufficient reason. And if the court is satisfied, then it may allow you the remedy in the court of law, right? So section 5 is an extension of section number 3, right? But this section is not applicable where it is not applicable. Civil Procedure Code, Order 21 of Civil Procedure Code 1908, in that cases it is not applicable. And also in the cases of suits, it is not applicable. That means it applies only to application and appeals. Where you have to file an appeal, further appeal, section 5 provides an extension in few cases. Where you need to file an application, section 5 provides an extension, provided you have sufficient cause for the sufficient reason for the delay, that why you got delayed, but it does not provide any extension for the suits. Well, now there are few examples that sufficient cause किसे बोला जाएगा. What is sufficient cause? For every person, sufficient cause definition may be different. Everybody will treat sufficient cause as different way. So there are few illustrative examples. This is only inclusive list. This is not exhaustive. There can be many examples, many illustrations, many situations depending on case to case. Okay. So now first, what is a sufficient cause? Wrong practice of High Court which misled the applicant in not filing the appeal. High Court का ही practice गलत हो, High Court का ही कुछ decision गलत हो गया, because of which you could not file an appeal. Sufficient cause is there, you can move ahead. Next, mistake of counsel may be taken into consideration for condonation of delay. Mistake of counsel means whatever, whoever is your lawyer, उनसे ही कुछ mistake हो गया, your lawyer made some big mistake because of which you could not file an appeal. That is also sufficient cause. Next, wrong advice given by the advocate. If your advocate is giving a wrong advice, that may also be sufficient cause. That will depend on case to case, and court will decide whether it is a sufficient cause or it is not. It is an illustrative list. Okay, mistake of law in establishing or exercising the right given by the law. Mistake of law and ignorance of law is different. Few say that आपको law ही नहीं पता था, you ignored the law. That is not a sufficient cause. That is your responsibility to know the law. But if some mistake is done, that can be taken. So ignorance of law and mistake of law is different. In case of ignorance of law, nobody is going to listen to you. Court is not going to accept it. But in case of mistake of law, there may be an extension. I hope this is clear. Next, imprisonment of the party or serious illness. अगर मुझे ही, if the party who is going to put a case, an appeal in the court of law, that party is only imprisoned or that party is only ill, in that case that may be a sufficient cause. But illness is not like normal fever or something. There should be serious illness, not normal just general fever or headache or anything like that. No, that is not counted. Okay, time taken for certified copies of the decree of judgment necessary to accompany the appeal or application. Whatever time you required to get a certified copies of any judgment, previous judgment, on which basis you are going to file an appeal, time required for the obtaining that copies, that will be considered a valid reason for the delay. Next, ailment of father. Your father is very ill and you are looking after your father. Because of that, you could not file an appeal or application in the court of law. Because of that, you got delay. That may be considered as sufficient cause. Remember here, this is at the discretion of court of law, whether to accept or not. But these may be the subject. Let us come to section number 6. Person under legal disability. Section 6 is like whoever person is disabled. सबसे पहले, what is disability? According to this act, Law of Limitation Act, disability means the person who is minor, the person who is insane, lunatic, they are called disabled person. The person who are minor, idiot, insane, they are disabled person. Disabled person, minor person. Now minor person, if you have to file an appeal, what should be done? For dead persons, for such disabled persons, limitation period will start when that disability is removed. Minor ke liye, for minor, disability will be removed when he will become major, right? So limitation period will start from the date when he becomes 18 years old. From that time, we will consider 3 years of limitation, 10 years of limitation, whatever limitations are given for different cases. So section 6 says that such disabled persons, they are entitled for fresh limitation period. Fresh, unko ek fresh 3 years milega from the date on which such disability exists to remove. From the date on which such disability ceases to exist. Then, for example, I am 17 years old. I need to file an appeal within 3 years. So my period of limitation is 3 years. That means till within 3 years I need to file 17, 18, 19, right? आई एम 17 years old, 3 साल में मुझे 20 years तक I can file an appeal. After that I cannot. But I am a disabled person since I am minor. So my limitation period will go to 21 years because we will count from 18 years. When I will become 18 years old, from that a fresh period of limitation of 3 years will start. I think this is clear. Next. Section 7 is the continuity of section number 6 only. That section 6 क्या बोल रहा है? Section 6 ने क्या बोला कि if you are a disabled person, you will get fresh period of limitation. But section 7 is providing a condition on it. What is the condition provided by section 7? Such disability should be there, should be existing at the time from the period of limitation is to be commenced. जब भी period of limitation start होने वाला था, उस टाइम पे ही आप डिसेबिलिटी थी. Whenever the period of limitation was there, at that time itself you were disabled. For example, my period of limitation, I am a lunatic person, I am an insane person, right? But when my period of limitation started, I was normal, I was not insane. That means my period of limitation started for the 3 years. In between, I became insane. So will I get a new fresh limitation period? No. Section 7 says, no, you will not get fresh limitation period. Fresh limitation period will get to such disabled person only if that disability was existing at the time when period of limitation was started. Then, however, now, further section 7 says that if there are 1 or 2 or 3 more disabilities, more than 1 disabilities are there, then when will the period of limitation, fresh period of limitation will start? Section 7 says fresh period of limitation will start when all the disabilities will be removed. Not only 1 or 2, when all the disabilities are removed, at that time you will get fresh period of limitation. Then, if one legal disability is followed by another disability, then that person can file an appeal, file an application when all the disabilities are removed. Fresh period of limitation will start when all the disabilities will be removed. I hope in section 7 it is very, very clear. Now section number 8. What does this section number 8 says? This section provides that when the section 6 and 7 are applied, such extension, अब extension तो मिलने वाला है, but how much extension should be given? That says section number 8. Extension देना है, no doubt दे देंगे, चल. But how much extension should be given? That will be section 8. Section 8 says that such extension should not be more than 3 years. 3 साल से ज़्यादा का extension आपको नहीं देना है. More than 3 years should not be there. Whenever the disability is ceased, whenever the disability is stopped, after that fresh period of limitation but extension for not more than 3 years. But if original period of limitation, for example, original period of limitation was 10 years, कि 10 years तक आप जाके कोर्ट में जा सकते हो. You within for 10 years you can enforce your case in the court of law. That is, original period of limitation is more than 3 years. In that case, 10 years will be given. In that case, it is not that only 3 years will be given. So, if period allowed will be, what will be, how much period will be allowed? Period of limitation or original period of limitation, whichever is more. Period of limitation according to section 8 is 3 years and original period of limitation, for example, is 10 years. Then you will be given 10 years. Fresh period of limitation for 10 years you will be given and not 3 years. Then period will be allowed. What period is allowed is period will be allowed is period of limitation or original period, whichever is more. Whichever will be the more, that will be given. I hope this is clear. It is very easy. Next comes to section number 9. What is this section 9? Continuous running of time. Mind well, this does not apply to appeals. That means it will apply to suits, it will apply to applications. It does not apply to appeals. Continuous running of time says that once the limitation period has started, after that if you became disabled, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला. Court will not see that disability. Court will ignore that disability. Your time of period of limitation will be continuous. Once time has begins to run, once limitation period has started, no subsequent disability or inability to institute a suit or make an application can stop it. कोई भी बाद में डिसेबिलिटी हो गया, बाद में इनेबिलिटी हो गया, still that period of limitation will not be stopped. The running process will only stop only in case of statutory exceptions. Few exceptions are given by the court. Only in that case running time will be stopped. Else, once the period of limitation time is started, it will be continued irrespective of further disability. Section 9 is clear that continuous running of time. Mind well, this does not apply to appeals. In case of appeals means what? That you once your case was gone, you are not satisfied with the order of the court, and then you are moving to the higher authority, higher court for it. That is known as appeal. In that case, you may be given a continuous running of time is not applicable. Otherwise, in case of suits, in case of applications, continuous running of time is applicable. That once the time has begun, no stop in between now. Then section number 12. Section number 12 में क्या दिया है? Section 9 said once the period is started, no stoppage, right? But this is an exception. Now section 12 is an exception for section number 9. What does section 12 says? That while we are computing period of limitation, 3 years, 10 years, 10 days, 15 days, whatever is the period of limitation for appeal, application, revision, or leave to appeal, few time limits are to be excluded. Now, what times are to be excluded? Time to be excluded are the day on which the time begins to run. जिस दिन का start हुआ है period of 3 years है, 3 years started from today, for example. Then today we will not consider. We will start from tomorrow. We will start computing from tomorrow. Today exclude कर दूं. The day on which the time begins to run, exclude that. The day on which judgment was pronounced. In case of appeal, today judgment is pronounced, ignore that day. From the next day, you can move to the higher court for an appeal. So judgment, the day on which judgment was pronounced, judgment was announced, exclude that day also, exclude that time also. Then the time required for obtaining the copy of decree order or copy of judgment. जो भी कोर्ट का जजमेंट आया, जो भी कोर्ट का ऑर्डर आया, उसका जो कॉपी लाने के लिए, to get that copy of the order of the judge, whatever time was required, whatever time went in that obtaining the copies, that time is excluded. In what? In computing period of limitation, right? For example, 5 days, it took 5 days to get the copy. So in computing period of limitation for the 3 years, extra 5 days further will be given because your 5 days got wasted, right? This is section number 12. Now let us come to section number 18. Very, very, very important section number 18. Effect of acknowledgement of the period of limitation. Now what is this acknowledgement? For example, if I am teaching, I am telling you that in the comment box, acknowledge me that whether you understood or not. This is known as acknowledgement. Acknowledge me. And if you are on the comment box, if you are writing, that means you are giving your revert. That means you are acknowledging, right? For example, you pay your fees in college, in institutes, whatever. You are given a receipt. What is that? That is an acknowledgement that yes, they have received your payment. That is an acknowledgement, right? So section number 18 says, what is the effect of acknowledgement of period of limitation? Very, very important from your exam point of view as well. Section 18 says that whenever person is acknowledging, आज acknowledge किया, from that day period of limitation will start. Fresh period of limitation will be given from the day when the person has given acknowledgement. Few conditions are there. Let us see what the section 18 says. Section 18 says, this section states that a fresh period, important, this fresh period of limitation will be computed, कब से, from when? From the time when the acknowledgement was signed with respect to the property or right. Whenever the acknowledgement was given, for example, you had to make me a payment, right? For rupees 10,000. So you were supposed to pay rupees 10,000 to me today. Today was the due date. Today you came and you acknowledged that आज पैसा नहीं है. Today you are not able to pay me rupees 10,000. That means at least you have not paid, but at least you have made an acknowledgement that you cannot pay. So my fresh period of limitation to file an appeal against you will start from today, because you acknowledged it today. Fresh period of limitation, I will get to file an appeal against you if you do not pay me the money later on, right? So there are few conditions which are to be satisfied for applying section number 18. Here few conditions are there. What are the conditions? First is there must be an admission or acknowledgement. Admission मतलब आप admit कर रहे हो, you are admitting that you have not paid the money. You are admitting something. That is called admission. Acknowledgement का मतलब ये होता है you get the receipt. That means they are accepting, they are admitting that you have paid the fees, right? There must be an admission or acknowledgement. Second, such acknowledgement must be with respect to any right or property. That acknowledgement with respect to any property, any right which you had, that which it should be with respect to that. Third point, it must be made before the expiry of period of limitation. Important, that you are acknowledging me, you were supposed to pay me rupees 10,000. My period of limitation was 3 years. That within 3 years I can go and enforce in the court of law against you for not paying me the fee. But after 3 years, till 3 years I have not done anything. I did not went to the court as well. Now after 3 years, when my period of limitation is over, you are coming and acknowledging me that yes ma'am, sorry, we are not able to make the payment. So now what? Will I get fresh period of limitation? No. 3 years end ho chuke hain. My 3 years are elapsed now. So acknowledgement must be made before the expiry of period of limitation. Before the expiry, whenever my period of limitation is going to expire, before that if I get your acknowledgement, then I will get my fresh period of limitation. Then that day on which you acknowledge me, from that day I will get fresh 3 years for enforcing my right in the court of law. Fourth point, it must be in writing and signed by the party against whom such property or right is claimed. राइटिंग में होना चाहिए, आप मुझे राइटिंग में लिख कर दोगे, एंड यू शुड साइन against whom such property is claimed. Against you I am claiming, so you should put in signature, you should write, acknowledge me in writing. Then all the 4 conditions are very clear. The example is given, kindly read the example as well, you will clearly understand very nicely. Now let us come to section number 19. Effect of payment on account of debt or interest. What is the effect of payment? Section 90 says that for part, if you were supposed to pay me rupees 10,000, if you are paying me part payment also, that will also be considered kiya jayega part payment as well. This section provides what? Fresh period of limitation. Section 18 was also providing fresh period of limitation, but in what case it was providing a fresh period of limitation? In the case of acknowledgement. You did not make me a payment, you just came and acknowledged me that yes, we have not paid yet. That was section number 18. Section 19 says that you came and you made a part payment. From 10,000, you made a payment of rupees 2,000. You gave me rupees 2,000. Then I will get the day on which you pay me rupees 2,000. From that day, I will get a fresh period of limitation. Next fresh 3 years I will be getting. This section provides that a fresh period of limitation becomes available to the creditor when a part payment of debt is made by the debtor. I will get fresh period of limitation next when my debtor is providing the payment made by the debtor or his agent duly authorized by him on his behalf. If you are making my payment or your agent is making me the payment, that is fine, because agent is a legal. You have given an authority to the agent. Before, again here also, but it should be before the expiration of period of limitation. You have to come to make a part payment before only, then only I will get a fresh period of limitation. Otherwise, I am not going to get a fresh period of limitation. Then, but here important is, what is debt? Debt is a loan or any pending amount, but that will not include such money which the court order you to pay. That debt does not include money payable under a decree or order of court for the purpose of this section. For this section, if court had made an order that you have to pay a amount of rupees 500, that will not be considered here. Then section number 19. Now let us move on to section number 25, a last topic, and we will be done with it. What is the section number 25? Acquisition of ownership by possession. you are getting an ownership. How? By possession, by you are using it, by that possession. The right, here what we are covering, general usage things. For example, we use light, air, water, electricity, जो basic things are there, which is very important for us. Road, we are using road also. The right to access and use of air, water, waterways, roadways, light, and other easements. Easements means whatever we are using for our daily purposes, which eases our life, and other easement which have been peacefully enjoyed. Important. For example, you are using the roads since 10 years, since 20 years peacefully without any interruption, without any problems, without any interruption. You are using your lane properly. For how many years? For 20 years. If you are using such right access, you are using water, electricity, roads, waterways, any for 20 years. And in case that property is of government, then for 30 years, if you are using it, that means if it is in possession of you, then you get the ownership as well. Then you will get the right to access and use. आपको पूरा right मिलेगा, absolute. Absolute means without any conditions. You will get an absolute right for it. You get, if you are using for 20 years without any interruption water facility, then after 20 years, the right to access and use that water facility is absolute. But that means it is totally for you. You have all the rights without any conditions. Then this is a period of limitation. Now here, classification of limitation of period. There are many for different cases. There are different periods of limitations given. But in here, I have put some important limitation periods which you need to know, which will be important for your exam point of view. You cannot write all, but these points you need to know. That for example, limitation of 3 years. That in what situation you will get a limitation period. Limitation period, I hope now you are very familiar. What is limitation period? The period within which you can enforce your right in the court of law. Limitation Act कभी आपको right मना नहीं कर रहा. After limitation period also you will have the right, but you cannot enforce in the court of law. Outside court settlement very well allowed, but the right to enforce in the court of law, that is a limitation period. So different limitations period are there. For example, cases relating to movable property, limitation period is of 3 years. That within 3 years, अगर आप court में गए, then your right case will be taken. Otherwise, your case will not be taken. Section number, remember, section 6 we have done. Section 3 we have done. Section 3 what it said, that it is the duty of the court not to accept your case after limitation period, right? So these are few limitation periods which I have already mentioned here. So kindly you just go through this, and these limitation periods you need to learn. You need not need to learn all the limitation periods which are given in our module, but these few limitation periods you should know and you should learn from them. I hope this is a limitation act. This is a very small topic, and I hope this is very clear. Kindly revise it and kindly go through it very well. Okay. Thank you very much.